Welcome to the Morning Blitz with John Abraham, Captain Cool, and the Bandiman Bailey Lowery. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Captain Cool.
Hello and welcome in to a tipsy Tuesday here in No Man's Land. Welcome into the Morning Blitz. John Abraham, Captain Cool, alongside the Bandiman, Bailey Lowery.
Hey.
And Bandy, we got a lot of stuff to get into today, whether it's Buckhorn Boys basketball tonight, because we have one great game. It's the area championship over in Newmarket. Whether it's a little bit about the NCAA and the problems that they're having, because now the SEC and the Big Ten are expressing a little bit more of their opinions on what might be coming. I'm kind of scared, because how is this going to affect the NCAA football game that's coming out this summer? I don't know how the longevity is going to be for that, but we'll look at it a little bit more later on. On top of that, the Super Bowl is right around the corner, and we're very much looking forward to that. We will have one Mr. Joe Hunk from 104.5 The Zone on with us as he is getting ready to head out to Vegas for that Super Bowl, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Is it? Where is it again? It's in Vegas, right?
Yeah, it's in Vegas.
Yeah, it's in Vegas. I saw the little thing about the globe, the little, the big old globe TV that's got a bunch of stuff on it. So there's a lot of fun stuff to get into today, Bandy.
Yeah, did you also see where the 2026 World Cup's going to be? Because it's going to be here, but did you see where it's going to be?
I forgot. I know I saw where, I saw a post about it.
MetLife Stadium.
Okay. Huh.
In New Jersey.
How's that going to work? All right, well, we'll figure it all out whenever it comes time. But, we got a lot of fun stuff to get into. The first story that I want to hop into that you guys can definitely jump in, because this is going to be one of those prime times for you guys to tell us your opinions on all things that are going on in the college football world. Again, 256-5764 is the number to hop in on this programming. And if you're a little bit shy, you can go over to WZZN TV, find us on YouTube, and you can use the chat box to the right, when you can also watch me and Bandiman on your screens. Don't do that while you're driving. Very responsible. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. But, Bandy, there is some stuff that's going on. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. The SEC and the Big Ten kind of coming together to kind of go against what the NCAA is doing. And it's not that they want to. It's that they feel like they need to. Because at this point, they're getting to a position where they're going to be stacked with a bunch of these teams that are going to be making the most money. We talked about it about a week ago. The ACC and the Big 12. They don't got enough to be one of those premier conferences anymore, okay? Obviously, the ACC loses a few. The Big 12 loses Texas and Oklahoma to the SEC. Mm-hmm. The Big Ten has all of these great teams like Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State. But the best things we see from the ACC is a Clemson team that's kind of faltering at the moment, a Florida State team that doesn't want anything with this ACC, and a North Carolina team that, chokes like Grandpa on Thanksgiving, I don't know. It's not looking good for those two conferences, but they're at least, in terms with this NCAA to where they could kind of stick with them. They're not wanting to get out because they got the money. They're going to be fine with it. The SEC and the Big Ten, though, have gotten to the point where they are so in control, where Greg Sankey is literally throwing out ideas. Maybe, we don't need these guys. Maybe we can move on and be on our own. And you know who's messing a lot of this stuff up right now?
Who's that?
It's the Pac-2 teams.
Oh, my God.
Oregon State and Washington State, I mean, you're going to have a dude on the council who's from the Pac-12 and all that stuff. He's going to have a little bit of leverage because every single team needs to agree to certain terms. This whole playoff thing we've been talking about for months on months, 12 teams, we're still trying to figure out if it's going to be 6-6 or if it's going to be 5-7, okay? And we thought that this was going to come to a close 4 weeks ago. It didn't happen. It's because Washington State and Oregon State are saying, well, we want a little slice of this pie too. The only problem is they don't have a conference that can afford that pie right now.
Yeah, it's just the two of them.
It's just the two of them.
What are they going to do? And again, they can be kind of like just those two teams over on the corner, just being stubborn, like, no, we don't want to do it.
Yeah, and they do have a big say, okay? They have an equal word the same way that any of the SEC teams have. If they say no, then they can't. The NCAA can't move forward with their plans on the CFP. All right, and that kind of leads to Alabama and SEC and the Big Ten and everybody being like, hey, you know what? We're a little. I don't know if we want to work with this whole, CFP thing. Could we make our own? Could we possibly make our own?
Our own playoff?
It's going to get to the point where some of these teams from the ACC, from the Big 12, are going to want to get out, join the SEC and the Big 10, and they're going to rock from there. They're going to just go on and have a lot of fun. Okay.
I mean, I'm just waiting until the inevitable happens, and we're down because we're effectively down. There is no Power 5 anymore. We're down to a Power 2.
No.
It's the SEC and the Big 12.
I mean, you can kind of throw the ACC in there.
No, not right now, no.
I'd say it's a Power 2.5, maybe Power 2.25, maybe. Okay.
I don't know. I've been like two and an eighth.
Because you still got Notre Dame, you got Louisville, you got North Carolina, of course Clemson. These teams, big market teams, these teams are going to be able to slide themselves into SEC or possibly this Big Ten. Okay, they're kind of right in the middle anyway, so why not just throw them in there?
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you that. They're big market teams, but not really for football.
I mean, Bandy.
I mean,
watch out.
I mean, you got Clemson. I mean, Florida State, right?
You're forgetting Miami as well. Miami's in the ACC.
When was the last time Miami was good?
2000. I mean, it was a while ago, but I mean, the same could be said for teams like Tennessee. They finally get back on their horse. They're finally starting to do stuff. People still care about these teams, okay? But how is it going to look?
And bless their hearts for it.
Bless their hearts, okay? I mean, guys, I'm in that same boat with you, all right? Cleveland Browns haven't been good for my whole life, all right?
My Jazz have never won a championship, so.
Same thing. Me and Bandy are kind of feeling you guys there. But there are, these teams that could definitely make it into this big new, college football world if the NCAA doesn't do their things right. And that's the problem. That's the only reason why this is a question in the first place is because the NCAA has been so bad at just telling people straight up what the plan is in the long term. And it's confused everybody, like Tennessee, like Virginia. And now there's legal action that the NCAA could have easily passed up if they were just able to come together and make a plan that would actually work for the college football scene. And now we look at the 133 teams that are within this college football scheme, the teams that people think that we actually care about. I don't care about Sam Houston. Get him out of here. I mean, how many of these teams do we actually need? Louisiana Monroe, get out of here. I don't need you. Middle Tennessee, I love Middle Tennessee. Sorry, get out of here. You're not going to challenge the big dogs at the top. In all reality, there's only 50 teams that we need in the college football scene. Outside of that, 133 teams, come on now. There's some teams that are not even budging from that bottom barrel status. I was looking at it last night. The teams from 133 to 101. The teams that need to change a little bit to work better in the future. And the only one that I really was upset with seeing is Army at 101. They finished at 101 out of 133. It was very sad to see. Middle Tennessee also was back there, but it's like, do we really care to see the Sun Belt try and make a push for the college football playoff? Hell, we almost got Georgia versus, if it was a year later and this college football field was as good as they were or as bad as they were last year with a 12-team playoff, we would have had number 5 Georgia going up against number 12 Liberty. I don't know if I would have cared to watch that. I don't know how many people would have thrown money at that game, but it would not be the game that everybody's hyped up to be, okay? I would have rather seen maybe Georgia versus Louisville, something like that, all right? Maybe Georgia versus Notre Dame. Georgia versus Miami. Obviously not last year because Miami wasn't the best.
Wait, one quick thing before we have to hop into the next segment with one coach, Patrick Harding, of the Buckhorn Bucks.
Oh, yeah.
Who are going to be playing tonight against Lee at 6 o'clock. So, we're going to be on the call. Be sure to join us on the main feed.
I wasn't going to forget.
But hey, ESPN's has put out their 2024 college football playoff predictions.
Oh.
A lot of their analysts at the 12-team playoff, couple of interesting names on a couple of these. I mean, you got David Hale throwing out his predictions, Chris Lowe, Bill Connolly, Andrea Adelson, Harry Lyles Jr., and Heather Dinich.
Don't know any of them. Go on with it.
All right, well, let's start with Heather. She's at the very bottom.
Okay, what does she have?
She's going bottom up. First round buys, Georgia, Utah,
Okay.
Ohio State,
Caught me off guard there.
Louisville,
All right, so those are the top 4 right there.
Top 4.
Those are the top 4. Those are the people that get the buys the first week, okay?
I saw Louisville and Utah and immediately checked out.
Whenever I heard Utah, I don't get me wrong.
I love the Utes.
Team's good, not good enough to be top 4. Continue.
Round one bye? Not so
I don't
sure.
know about that.
Then Texas versus Boise State.
Boise State. Oh, I forgot. Boise State might be able to land somewhere in there.
Ole Miss versus USC.
Okay, that's reasonable.
Oregon versus Missouri.
Okay, another very reasonable matchup.
And we get a rematch of Notre Dame versus Bama.
Ooh. Okay. So the beginning, okay, so it starts off really just like, I'm not even listening to you.
It started kind of out there.
I'm not even listening to you. Utah. Okay. You seriously? What you talking about? That's what I gotta say. All right, continue, Bandy. What else we got?
We got one more, and I kind of wanted to bring this one up because this is actually kind of a spicy pick.
Mm-hmm.
Top 4 first-round buys: Georgia,
Okay.
Ohio State,
All right.
Clemson,
Okay.
Arizona.
Noah Fafita, pretty good. Do you
That's
hear?
what I'm saying, Noah Fafita.
Have you seen the rumors that Kellen DeBoer is trying to get Noah Fafita, and there was things that happened prior to him being able to reach out to Noah Fafita? It's just a whole lot of fake stuff. Don't listen to it. If you're seeing that stuff, it's not real. It's not real. Look past it. We got our quarterback. We got our second string quarterback. We got our third string quarterback. We have all the quarterbacks that we need, guys. All right? Don't listen to that stuff. All right. Continue on with that list, Bandy, and we'll finish this segment up.
Oh, we got to hop. Actually, we try hop into it.
Okay, you think so? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, first things first. I mean, I don't care about the playoffs.
Do it now.
The playoffs, not yet, but we're going to talk a little bit of the SEC predictions. That's what I want to talk about. That's the thing that matters because those top teams are going to be in the playoffs, no doubt about it. But we do have to hop into a break because when we come back, we are talking with one Mr. Patrick Harding, head coach of the Buckhorn boys basketball team, who will be playing the Lee Generals tonight at 6 on the airways. Looking forward to that game. Looking forward to our conversation coming up next here on the Morning Blitz on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Wake up. Breakfast. And Nature Made vitamins. Whatever your morning sounds like, Nature Made fits right in. Whether you're looking for vitamin C or a multivitamin to get key nutrients, we've got you covered. Now that's a good morning. We take care of you so you can take on your day. Start your day with Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
Did you know that Valley Equipment Rental also specializes in day and weekend rentals to homeowners? The weekend rentals is by far the best deal that they offer. If you pick up after 2 on a Friday or anytime Saturday morning, it's not due in until Monday morning before 8 a.m. for a one-day charge. For a small fee, Valley can even haul anything they carry. Valley has extremely experienced and knowledgeable staff that can help you decide what size machine you need or what type of machine you need to get your job done like a pro. They have all the big items that the contractors players need for their jobs, but they also carry the small tools that can help you with your DIY project. More importantly, Valley is locally owned and operated, which means when you have an issue, you can get someone on it right away, right here in the Valley. Heck, ask for Ross Roberts, the owner, if you like. Try calling one of the big box national outlets and ask for the owner. That's if you can even get through the automation. Buy local. Buy Valley Equipment Rental. Valley Equipment Rental has 2 locations, one on the North and South Parkway. Learn more at valleyequipmentrents.com.
Hello and welcome back in. John Abraham, Cam Cole, alongside the Bandiman, Bailey Lowery. Here with you guys on the Morning Blitz. Good first segment, talked a little bit of college football. Now it's time to talk a little bit of high school, a little locally, all right? Because, Bandy, we got a fun little matchup coming up tonight at 6 p.m. with the Buckhorn Bucks facing off against the Lee Generals, as both teams were able to advance to the area championship back on Saturday. It was a different little matchup right there. Hazel Green dropped it to Lee, and Buckhorn, of course, gets the dub over a very relentless Mae Jemison team. And to kind of preview tonight's game, just talk about the season overall, is one Mr. Patrick Harding. Coach, how are you doing today, man?
Hey, John. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, it's good to have you on, brother. And first off, congratulations on advancing in the first round. Of course, that Mae Jemison team, extremely relentless. And you guys have played them 3 times now in the last month. Kind of just talk about your experience against these Coach Pride teams.
Well, it's obvious if you've been watching, Coach Pride's done a great job with this team. Mm-hmm. They've gotten better as the year went on. And I really think they were playing certainly their best basketball at the end of the season. They got a lot of their guys coming back next year, and I think their best 3 players are coming back. And with the size they have at the rim, it gave us some problems finishing. I was proud of our guys for how hard they played defensively and to stay after it, and it was a good win. And again, I congratulate Mae Jemison on a great season.
Oh, yeah, for sure about that. It was a good win. That team was starting to get hot at the later half of the season. Of course, coming into that matchup on a 3-game winning streak. And now kind of looking over at a little bit of your guys' players. The one thing I want to know a little bit more about is I've been watching this kid, same as you. You've been getting a little bit of a closer eye on him. But Caleb Holt, I just want to know, how much better can this kid get? After he already helped this team, go to a state title, he already started for this team back before he was even in high school. Just kind of talk about his progression throughout his high school career.
Yeah, I think that certainly Caleb's got room for improvement, and I think he would be the first to tell you that. He's a really hard worker. You heard me say that before. Mm-hmm. He spends a lot of time in the gym. He's totally invested in his craft. He's currently really working on his jump shot, and it's gotten better. I think he's shooting 41% on threes from off the catch. And so as much as we can drive the basketball with Fred, Jeremiah, and Jordan Lindsay and others, we're giving him some shots there. And I think he's certainly got a lot of room for improvement. He's working on his decision-making with pick and roll. And there's just several things that I think Caleb would tell you that as he progresses, he feels like he can do better. He's certainly done a great job of leading this group, and every night that you go out and play and you got the best player on the floor, that gives you and your players a lot of confidence. And Caleb's been able to afford us that.
Head coach Patrick Harding with us, head coach of the Buckhorn Bucks boys basketball, and I'm glad that you brought him up too, because I want to bring him up as well, which is Fred Derrick. And really, whenever I love watching this kid play, because he's able to just see these kind of passing lanes that really nobody else on the court is seeing, able to enable really the entire team. Just kind of talk about his growth and really what you've seen from him as a player and as a kid too.
Yeah, he's very gifted. He sees the floor really well, can really shoot the ball. Pressure full court doesn't bother him. People pick you up full court and you worry about your guards getting sped up and not being able to get organized in the half court, and that's never been a problem for Fred. He can take care of the basketball the full length of the court and get us in offense. He's a very unselfish player. I just think he's one of the best point guards around. I do think he's got a lot of good basketball left in him. He's working on his defense. He can be better there. It's something he's got to commit to. But, I thought other than that, he did a good job defensively. So we're excited about his development and excited about the fact he can get better.
No doubt about that. And in the later half of the season, what I've noticed is we've seen a little bit more depth coming out onto the court, and not just that starting five, but a little bit of a deeper rotation. Is this kind of something that we'll be seeing throughout the postseason, or are you trying to just keep these starters a little bit fresh, I'd say, going into the later half of it all?
No, so usually what happens is you start with a larger rotation and you kind of funnel it down to 7, 8, or 9 at the end of this. We'd like to play 8, maybe 9. Ahmad Kemp would be like a defensive specialist for us at the end of the rotation. And Lee Garcia could help us because of his size if we needed more size. But we feel real comfortable right now with Jordan Lee as the backup guard, Josh Wilkerson as the backup forward, and Devin Chapman's playing really good basketball at the center position. So we look to play about 8, and then if we're able to get to 9, 10, 11, the guys are really practicing well together right now. We have a lot of energy in practice, and it kills you as a coach not to get those guys in and help develop them and reward them for the way they practice and the way they support the team. But at the end of the season, you want to get your rotation down. Last year in our stretch run, we played 4 guys off the bench, so it's a total of 9. And this year, I think it's going to be closer to 8 or 9.
Okay.
And I'm kind of previewing tonight's matchup against the Lee Generals. I mean, Lee historically has been a very physical team. A lot of in the paint play coming from this squad. I mean, what's been kind of the preparation you've been giving to your guys in practice to prepare for tonight's matchup?
Well, they have 9 seniors on their roster. They're men. And, the Watkins kid is probably one of the better players in the city. He came from Columbia, and we really, besides Caleb, we don't have anybody that really is the athlete that he is. He can really score and rebound. He scored, in the mid-20s, probably 10 or 12 times this year. So he's someone that we have to pay a lot of attention to. Their guard, Zero Hobson, is a really good player. He's played in a lot of big games. I think when he was a sophomore, they may have won a state championship, and he was a big part of that. And so, the thing they do best is they guard, defend in a full court, and they're just relentless rebounders. So that's where our emphasis has been for the last couple of days, of being able to hit, block out, secure a rebound, and handle the pressure.
Love to hear it, Coach. Patrick Harding on with us from Buckhorn Boys Basketball. Just to kind of get you out of here, because we know you're busy. We could hear the schooling in the background. But your team finished out the regular season undefeated at home. Kind of just talk about how important it is, that home court advantage in the area tournament, and how fun it is coaching in front of that loud student section.
Yeah, so part of my job description is to make this the best school experience that it can be for our players, and and then our players being able to do something that our student body can have a lot of fun at and take pride in. So it is a lot of fun, and they were really important in our run last year. And I've been in conversation with some of the kids yesterday and last night, some of our students about, they said, "We got you, Coach." So they're going to be there tonight, and they're going to be loud, and I can't wait. It's a great atmosphere for sure.
For sure. I wouldn't expect anything less. I've even walked by some of those kids, and they're instantly, because they see the excitement me and Bandy have on the other side of the court. So they kind of understand. We've been with them throughout this whole time. But kind of just looking forward to this game, Coach. Super excited for it. Should be electric as always. Let the people know where they'll be able to listen to it if they can't make it out tonight.
Yeah, you guys on 97.7 The Zone. I don't know if it's is it over the air?
Oh, it's on the air tonight.
All right, great. So you can get it on the radio dial at 97.7. I appreciate you guys. You guys do a great job, and I get a lot of comments about our games being broadcast by you guys, and we appreciate what you're doing.
Yeah, we appreciate the product as well, Coach. Can't wait for it tonight, man.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day.
You as well. Good stuff. Coach Patrick Harding, head coach of the boys over at Buckhorn High School. Very, very pumped for tonight's game, Bandy. There's just an energy around the playoffs, especially whenever it comes from this Bucs squad. It just feels so different. I mean, last year was nice, okay? It was great. We loved watching these games. The places were packed every single time we went there. And then the playoffs started, and although the matchups weren't as, competitive as we saw against maybe Grissom, maybe against Bob Jones, those 7A schools, but at the same time, I mean, there's just something different about this team, and I think it's going to be just as good tonight because, again, you got a lot to look forward to, not only this season but next season as well, with a lot of these starters returning, and it's just going to be a lot of fun to keep an eye on, and you guys will be able to keep an eye on it, and ears over on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Bandy.
I'm kind of concerned, though, because he said he was hearing comments. He didn't say whether or not they were good, though.
Oh, he was hearing a lot of good stuff.
I hope they're good.
Oh, definitely a lot of good stuff, especially when we ad-lib, which is pretty much the entire game. So definitely a lot of fun doing those, especially with you, Bandy, man. You do a wonderful job just throwing a little bit of love your way. But we got to hop into a break because we got a little bit of Super Bowl talk to get into with Joe Hunk from 104.5 The Zone over in Nashville because he will be on location come Thursday and Friday, and we might get him on while he's over there, talk about what stars he's seeing, maybe just talk about him on Tuesday after the Super Bowl. So, maybe we can get a little bit of information about how it feels to be on that location because the Super Bowl's something different, okay? There's the Pro Bowl. It's like, whatever. I'd rather go to the Super Bowl. That's what I'd rather go to. We'll be talking with him on the other side here on the Morning Blitz on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Free air-chilled boneless chicken breasts and 4 juicy boneless pork chops with your order. omahasteaks.com/VSiN.
Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
As the 49ers and Chiefs prepare for the Super Bowl this Sunday in Vegas, the Niners are having problems with their practice field at UNLV. They say the practice field feels soft, and they're looking for alternatives. On their injury report, George Kittle and Eric Armstead, both listed as probable for Sunday's game. For Kansas City, Kadarius Toney upgraded to probable. He's been dealing with a hip injury. Jerick McKinnon listed as questionable. Willie Gay Jr. upgraded to probable. San Francisco opened as a 2.5-point favorite. They're now listed as a 2-point favorite heading in, minus 130 on the money line, while the Chiefs listed at plus 110. The over-under is 47.5. Get the latest lines and more at vsin.com.
It's official. 47 years in a row, Ford F-150 is the best-selling truck in America. Come drive one and you'll see why. Hi, Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, inviting you to kickstart the new year in a brand new F-150. Choose from nearly 200 F-150s, and we think you'll find just the right one. Right now, we have financing as low as 2.9% for up to 72 months on 2023 F-150s, and lease payments as low as $389 a month. That's a 36-month lease with $6,282 due at signing, 0 security deposit, just tax tag title, and your good credit. Offer ends February 28th. Call 539-9441 for complete details. At Woody Anderson Ford, we have nearly 50 2023 Explorers for you to choose from, too, with financing as low as 0.9% for up to 60 months. Plus, check out our over 40 24 Bronco Sports and a fresh truckload of the full-size Broncos that have just hit the ground. Come on over and let's get the new year rolling. Woody Anderson Ford, Jordan at Sparkman. Hope to see you soon.
The new favorite place for delicious Mexican food is Corralejos Mexican Grill in Huntsville. Check out their reviews on Facebook and you'll see what people are raving about. Enjoy drink specials all day Monday through Thursday, like house margaritas for $3.99 and 12-ounce drafts for $2. Even vegan-friendly entrees on Monday starting at $5. Corralejos Mexican Grill, 1658 Old Monrovia Road in Huntsville. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram to stay updated on their specials.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A mostly sunny sky this afternoon. Going to be quite nice. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 50s. Some of us talking about the lower 60s. We're dropping into the mid and upper 30s as we head into the overnight, early into your Wednesday morning. A partly sunny sky on Wednesday afternoon. Temperatures consistently climbing into the low 60s. More cloud cover for your Thursday. Partly sunny to mostly cloudy. Still temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 50s. Some of us looking at the lower 60s. We could begin to see a little bit of rain across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee as we head into your Friday. And Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You know, this process is all about talking ball.
Listen to Talkin' Ball with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond.
What did they want privacy for? To just start talking ball.
Every weekday morning, wake up with Scott and Drew. It's Talkin' Ball. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Hello, welcome back in to a Tipsy Tuesday here in No Man's Land on the Morning Blitz. John Abraham, Captain Cool, alongside the Bandiman, Bailey Lowery. We just got done with a great conversation with the Buckhorn Boys head coach, Patrick Harding. But now it's time to turn over to not the college scene, but to the professional scene. And maybe touch on a little bit of the college scene. I mean, who knows? Okay, we got a little bit to talk about with one Mr. Joe Hunk from 104.5 The Zone in Nashville, freshly cut up because he just got a haircut. It's one Mr. Joe. Joe Hunk, how you doing, man?
Not only did I get a haircut, I was having the people listen to you guys as I was getting a haircut.
Oh, what did they say? Did they say turn that on? No, I'm just kidding. They didn't say that. You know they did.
They're like, who's this high school coach they talking about? Oh wait, my kid goes there. I know who this is.
Heck yeah! Well, maybe they're going to be tuning in or coming out to that basketball game tonight because it's going to be a lot of fun over in Newmarket. But Joe, you have a pretty eventful week ahead for you. There's this whole thing. There's this whole thing about you maybe going to Las Vegas. I mean, what's going on in Las Vegas that's such a big deal?
I'm going to talk to Roman Reigns and The Rock about why they screwed Cody Rhodes over. That's what I'm going to talk to him about.
Huh, that's pretty cool.
No, there's also that football game. You know.
Oh yeah.
There's that thing. There's that thing as well. No, it was going out for the Super Bowl. In fact, we leave tonight. Right after our show.
Oh.
So the moment that 3HL ends, we're going to hop in a vehicle. We're heading over to the airport, and we will get into Vegas tonight about 8 or 9 o'clock and start out all of our festivities. And I know it's fun. It is fun.
Oh, yeah.
But it's also stressful. Because, guys, look, this isn't just a radio show. Like, this is 2024 for anybody that realizes this. This is 2024 in the radio industry. I have 6 cameras that I am taking for us to be on all of our different Zone TV platforms. I have 2 different computers. I have 6 different camera stands. I have probably 100 yards worth of HDMI cables. I have all this stuff. And I've somehow got to get it into my luggage to get it all to Las Vegas as well. And then make sure that we get everything set up so that when we can begin interviewing and talking to people tomorrow morning as we get going. So we have some cool ones that we've already scheduled. I want to say probably the biggest name is the co-owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Tony Khan, is going to sit with us. He's going to sit down with us and talk about not only the Jags but also AEW because he also owns AEW.
Very nice.
And so we're going to be talking to him. But the thing about this is, guys, is the uniqueness of Radio Row at the Super Bowl, and you were talking about it beforehand, how it's a whole different animal. Guys, I have no clue at half the people that are going to be there. And I know I talked to you guys about this last year, but I still sit here and think about the fact that I was at one point in time sitting in a huddle. I call it a huddle because we were all in a circle and we were football players. And so we were sitting there, and to my left is Earl Campbell. I've got Tony Dorsett in front of me and Emmitt Smith on the right of me. And they're all just sitting there just joking on each other. And I'm just looking around like, this is really happening right now. This isn't even an interview. I'm just getting to stand around, and I'm getting to see, 3 of the greatest running backs in NFL history just joke on each other. This is the coolest thing that I've ever experienced, and that's kind of Radio Row is the ability and the openness for everybody to just hang out and talk is really kind of cool to see.
Well, for sure about that. And you joked about, talking, I'm going to Las Vegas to talk with The Rock and all that stuff. I mean, it might not be a joke. I mean, The Rock might actually be there. I mean, there's a lot of celebrities that are definitely going to be out there.
Well, no, they are going to be there. In fact, it was announced a couple of nights ago that WWE is going to have a makeshift press conference. And it's supposed to start at the very end of our show. Our show is going to be wrapping up at 6 o'clock, and that's exactly when it starts. But it's going to be at T-Mobile Arena. We're going to be at Mandalay Bay, which is obviously really close to the stadium itself. And so I'm trying to figure out if we're even going to be able to get there in time, because it's free. Anybody can come to it. And, yeah, I mean, Cody Rhodes is going to be there. The Rock, Roman Reigns is going to be there. It's kind of a hype towards WrestleMania 40 that's going to be happening in Philly. But it's, that's also going to be happening in this. Not to mention, for some reason, you also have like a presidential primary that's going on in Nevada.
Because why not?
Like, I mean, seriously.
Hey, there's
like,
one going
all
on in
this crap is
T-Town.
going down. Yeah, I mean, so there's a lot of things happening in Vegas. It's really just going to be a cool event to go and to sit and to talk to people, because, I mean, guys, as much as this is, and I know that, we said this, but a lot of things are happening in college football is, this is just another thing that the NFL does so well that just makes me kind of just shake my head at things like SEC Media Days. Because, guys, whenever it comes to what we were just talking about a second ago, you have, I was just telling you, I had 3 of the greatest running backs in NFL history just all standing together, and we're all just sitting there talking. And, for a lot of us media members, and you guys know this, these SEC teams make it like an act of Congress, just trying to get their coaches on.
Yeah.
And yet when we can have access to all this stuff when we go to the Super Bowl, it's like, all right, guys, like, there's certain things that you need to do and certain ways that this needs to be done that you can kind of take a page out of this. And that's the reason why a lot of people are turning towards the NFL, and we're seeing that in college football.
Yeah, slowly but surely. Bandy, what do you got?
I mean, just kind of asking about the game itself. I mean, with Brock Purdy, it's the 49ers and the Chiefs. Brock Purdy, if he wins, it will be the lowest drafted quarterback ever to win a Super Bowl.
It's insane.
Do you think the NFL script will allow this?
Yeah, because there's no other option than to him to be the lowest. I mean,
there's no other option.
It'd have to be a walk-on.
It can't be any lower.
Oh, what is the longest rushing touchdown ever ran? It's a 99-yard touchdown. Well, who's ever run a further one? There isn't a further one. Like, you can't run a further one. It's impossible.
Okay. But do you think the NFL script will allow this?
Well, I mean, look.
Allow it to happen.
Apparently, when Vince McMahon got kicked out of WWE, apparently he was also the script writer for the NFL, because we all knew this was supposed to be 49ers and Ravens, right? Like, it was all in the logo. So, now that the script has been thrown out, heavens knows what's gonna be happening in this. Now, the 49ers are the better team. Absolutely. Are the Chiefs going to remember the way that they played in the regular season? Because that's exactly what they were. Like, they got to the postseason and went, oh, my God, you have hands and you can catch the football. Is that how this game's played? Like, yes, the game is over 100 years old now, and the forward pass has been in it for about 70 of the years.
Yeah.
It's probably a little off on that number, but still. Like, yes, you can catch the football, and you can do all these things that help you play, and that's exactly what you're seeing. The Chiefs, here's the thing, is there's only about 7 or 8 players that are on that 49ers team from when the Chiefs and Niners played in 2019. The thing about this is there is something to be said about a team and a set of players that have been there before and understand what the situation is.
Oh, yeah.
And that is that whole mental side of it. Guys, there's no other thing that you can say outside of experience.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a joke. The reason the Ravens choked a couple of weeks ago, because of the fact that they did not know how to handle the situation, and the Chiefs did. Like, it could be a 12-11 football game. Like, it could be. No. And it all can come down to the experience of this. And if any of them could do it, think about it. This is Christian McCaffrey's very first game in the Super Bowl. He's never played there because he was a Panther. He's never played there. And yes, he is a baller.
Oh, yeah.
But is he going to be a baller on this stage?
That's going to be the biggest
question. It might
question.
take him a little bit. Like, you never know how that it really comes down to how are they going to handle that first quarter.
Yeah, it kind of goes back to me thinking about Georgia going up against TCU. The talented TCU team comes in, and a lot of people forget that experience does play a huge role. And once TCU touched the field, it just looked wrong. It was just like, what are they doing there?
There's the weight room.
Look, guys, and again, I played baseball my entire career, but we have our routines. NFL players have their routines. They know at this point in time, when the clock hits this, I go start doing this. When the clock hits that, I'm going to start working on this. When the clock hits this, like, that is their guide. when it comes to getting ready for the football game. But once the clock hits 0 at the Super Bowl, you still got to go through 6 different songs now because we keep adding more and more songs to the beginning of the football game. And then, the Super Bowl itself, if the coin toss is this big extravaganza and it takes forever. And then once you get to halftime, instead of 10 minutes, guys, this isn't an exaggeration. See, the halftime this year's for the Super Bowl is like 30 minutes long. And NFL halftime is only 10 minutes. Okay, like it's not an exaggeration. The reason I know is because when I'm working Titans radio, I barely have an opportunity to go pee, get some food, and come back, and the second half has started.
The bare minimum.
You don't have that time. We don't have their band playing and then this band playing and all that. No, there's barely any time to do anything. So 10 minutes, you don't even really cool down at halftime when you're an NFL player. 10 minutes is like, oh, look, they had a 10-minute drive. Okay, cool. Like it was 10 minutes in real time. No big deal. There's never a 30-minute drive.
Yeah.
They're going to have to do that sort of stuff the Chiefs are prepared for. 49ers don't know how to handle that just yet. That stuff will play a factor.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, you look back, Super Bowl, Falcons versus the Patriots. That second half is sometimes a totally different game because of just the amount of time in between. I mean, these players, they got to ready up mentally and physically for that second half, and I definitely think it's going to play a big role in this one.
Look at that game. I mean, Kyle Shanahan totally forgot that there was an option to run the football.
Yeah.
I mean, you were all of a quarter away from winning the Super Bowl, and you're like, God, let's look at this playbook. God, what's these running plays in there for? Who cares if we have the lead? Like, it just makes you do dumb things.
I totally agree.
There he is on the sidelines this year.
It's going to be a lot of fun to see it all go down. Joe, early predictions for this one. Who do you think's going to win? Who do you think's going to bring home the MVP?
Look, it's when I say win, I'm just going to say Chiefs because of everything I just said.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say that and then go, oh, no, 49ers are going to win.
Yeah.
Well, and the only option for an MVP is going to be Patrick Mahomes because the quarterback always gets this. If Rasheed Rice has 3 touchdown catches and they're for 150 yards receiving, they're going to be like, oh, but Patrick Mahomes had 3 touchdown passes and 300 yards passing, so he gets the Super Bowl MVP.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, if it's MVP, it's going to be Mahomes. If the 49ers win, it's going to be Purdy.
I was saying one last thing, though, because the more that we've been talking about it, the more I've just been seeing it on my timeline, and I'm probably just feeding the algorithm at this point. But I've been seeing a lot of disdain toward what was going on between The Rock and Cody Rhodes.
You just had to get this one out.
Yeah, I know. Because that's the only guy we talk wrestling with. So what is going on there? Like, what was the fan reaction?
Took his spot. The Rock took his spot, man. Why do you take his spot? Okay, so wrestling history. Sorry, guys, we're just going to go to the end of the show now. So here's what happens. The winner of Royal Rumble gets a title match against whichever champion he so chooses.
Okay,
in this scenario, Seth Rollins is the heavyweight champion. Roman Reigns is the WWE champion. So last year at WrestleMania, Cody almost beat Roman Reigns for the championship. It's been 360 days, or it will be by the time WrestleMania takes place. And this whole thing was Cody almost won it last year. This is the kid whose dad literally was one of the greatest independent wrestlers of all time. NWA, he was Dustin Rhodes, he was all that, the American Dream. And then he came to WWE, and Vince McMahon put him in a polka dot outfit, okay?
No.
He basically made the man a joke, okay? And so, he made Cody become Stardust. He made his brother become this drag queen. Like, it was all this stuff that Vince did to his family, and this is the championship that his family never won, his dad never won, his brothers never won, any of that. So he wins the Royal Rumble, has this celebration on Monday night, and then on Friday, in Birmingham, The Rock comes out, and Cody says, I'm not coming after your championship at WrestleMania. And then The Rock comes out. So the whole ordeal is the people, being fans, want Cody Rhodes against Roman Reigns for the WWE Championship, but The Rock is going to face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. I have my theory.
Okay.
My theory is that Roman is going to wrestle both nights.
Ooh.
That's my theory.
All right.
I think the first night is going to be all about the Samoan family and the elders and the lineage that is the Rocky Maivia / Rocky Johnson lineage of the family with Rikishi and the Usos and everybody that is part of this family that's going to be at WrestleMania. And I think the next night is going to be Roman versus Cody. That's my belief.
A lot of intrigue.
That's my belief.
Going on with the wrestling
We'll
world.
find out. We'll find out Thursday at the press conference.
I mean, if we're talking scripted, I mean, that's the one to talk about.
Look, and here's the thing, because look, people have look. I have literally watched this Rock Cody Rhodes Roman Reigns segment probably 10 times. I watched the aftermath afterwards, after The Rock got on the mic, after it all went over. Nowhere in this did The Rock ever say that he was wrestling Roman for the championship.
I guess.
Nowhere in this. It was never about the championship was never mentioned. So that may mean that this match is going to be a non-title match, and it's all about the head of the table.
I was like, that kind of makes you think. It's like,
Telling you. Look, I think Roman goes both nights. I think he goes both nights. I think night 1 he beats The Rock, and then night 2 he loses to Cody. That's my guess.
All right, Joe.
My guess.
We got to get you out of here, man. But let the people know where they can keep up with your guys' coverage over for you as well as your station.
At Joe Hawk is every bit of that, and we can talk conspiracy theories leading up to this press conference on Thursday as well. Look, guys, I'm invested.
All right.
I want Cody as well. Give me Cody. All right? That man is amazing.
Good stuff. Good stuff, Joe.
All right.
You guys in
Love
this
you
wrestling
guys.
stuff. Love you too,
Bye.
brother.
Mwah.
Have fun. Be safe. Bandy, you just had to get him talking about wrestling.
I had to ask. I mean, I saw it all over my timeline over the weekend. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, I got you.
So I was like, I got to save this for Joe. I got to see what's going on in wrestling.
Now the peoples are going to understand what's going on in the wrestling world.
It's all over my feed. I was curious.
It just needs to happen. Either way, we got to hop into a break. When we come back, we're going to close out this Tipsy Tuesday and get on with our week into a wonderful, wonderful basketball matchup between the Buckhorn boys basketball team and the Lee Generals tonight at 6. So don't go anywhere, because you're listening to the Morning Blitz on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
When I chose a garage door company, I did my homework. I needed Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. They have a 5-star Google rating. I checked their reviews and liked what their customers had to say. Precision Overhead Garage Door has lifetime warranty packages. Same-day service if I call before 2 p.m. If they can't make it the same day, my service call fee the next day is waived. They did a 25-point safety inspection on the door and operator. Now that's peace of mind. Residential, commercial, and gate services. Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. Call 256-400-4500.
At Progressive, we love sports and saving you money, so we bundled them together.
Top of the 7th looks like a pitching change as they've set up for a corner kick. The 2 black belts have entered the mat, and the slider is low and away. He heads the ball to midfield. This is quite a kumite. Here comes the roundhouse. Has it got enough gas to get out of here? Unbelievable! They've bundled their home and auto insurance with Progressive. Kick savings pitch karate.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
The kitchen is the heart of any home. It's where the family gathers. It's where kids discover old recipes and make them their own. Just starting out or just now getting started on the dream kitchen you've always wanted?
I'm Chris Haygood, and from all of us here at Bob Wallace Appliance to the home builders and the homeowners of the Huntsville area, a heartfelt thank you for buying local. We're in Huntsville, Florence, and Coleman, and online at bobwallaceappliance.com.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A mostly sunny sky this afternoon. Going to be quite nice. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 50s. Some of us talking about the lower 60s. We're dropping into the mid and upper 30s as we head into the overnight, early into your Wednesday morning. A partly sunny sky on Wednesday afternoon. Temperatures consistently climbing into the low 60s. More cloud cover for your Thursday. Partly sunny to mostly cloudy. Still temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 50s. Some of us looking at the lower 60s. We could begin to see a little bit of rain across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee as we head into your Friday. And Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Now you know. Yo, slick, blow.
Hello and welcome back in. That's a new one. Threw that one in there, Bandy. I know you did that late at night one random day this week. Either way, welcome back to the Morning Blitz.
Gotta get a little Bell Bib DeVoe in there.
Of course. John Abraham, Cam Cool, and the Bandiman along with you. We appreciate you guys joining us for this wonderful, wonderful programming brought to you by the wonderful people over at Fleming Roofing and Restoration. The guys you need to talk to about all of your roofing needs. If you're having any roofing problems, make sure you look them up on FlemingHSV.com to fill out your free quote today. And remember that Fleming always shows up. Now, Bandy, I wanted to get into this conversation with Joe, but he already kind of touched on it at the beginning. But the way that I can kind of compare the NCAA, college football, and the NFL right now is by just looking at the stadiums both teams played their national championship or Super Bowl, their finale in, okay?
Okay.
One of them was not as good as the other, okay? One of them's playing in a brand new Las Vegas stadium in the beautiful city of Vegas. You know, it's wonderful. It looks very flashy. It's so professional. It's so Super Bowl. It's so NFL. The other one decided to play at the Houston Texans stadium. And that was the college football one. And that's kind of what it looks like from the outsider's view. If we just put it into, perspective about how both are kind of running their leagues. The NCAA playing at the Houston Texans stadium, which those tickets were astronomical for, seats that, most people don't even want to go to in the first place. The other one is going to be wonderful. And Bandy, I know you know what those ticket prices are looking like over there. I mean, I would definitely prefer going to Las Vegas. Get those tickets up. How much are those? Because you know what? I might just join Joe and his squad over in Las Vegas this week. Because why not? Why not? Those tickets can't be too pricey. How much is like the cheapest one? Because I'm not trying to destroy my bank account right now.
So this is from CBS NFL.
Okay. How much we got?
The lowest available ticket price for the Chiefs and 49ers is currently over $5,000.
Okay. So I can either go back in time and not buy my Mustang that I got, which I got for $4,000. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful car. Now it's all damaged and, thrown around a little bit because, people don't care about opening their doors super fast and slamming the side. Don't worry about that though. Or I could have an NFL ticket to this Super Bowl between the Chiefs and the 49ers.
Yeah, you're telling me I could sacrifice my rent for the next 4 months and, go to the Super Bowl? I mean,
it'd be like $1,000. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that'd be
I mean,
I don't know. That sounds like a.
$5,000 isn't too bad though. I mean, is this like way in the back? Is this the farthest seat from the stadium possible?
Yeah, I mean, it's the cheapest ticket available and it's $5,477. Yeah, it's pretty up there.
Okay, I'll start.
The
saving.
average price. The average one.
That's what I want to know.
$9,300.
So $9,300. So I can get two Mustangs, two nice little Mustangs, or I can go to the Super Bowl. I think I'd get the two Mustangs instead, just for the time being. Okay, until the Browns are in the Super Bowl, which you never know when they're gonna get. So I got plenty of time to save up for that. They're just we just don't wait. But
I wonder if Taylor Swift tickets are cheaper.
No, they're not. They're not. Those things are
probably
ridiculous. Not. I mean, obviously, it's going to be a little bit cheaper than the Super Bowl, but, still. I don't know. I think it's a good comparison, though, looking at the different types of finales in college football and in the NFL. It's definitely something to look at. We got a lot more to talk about the whole NCAA, what's going on with that league, and we're going to save that for the rest of the week. And we're also going to talk some more Super Bowl, some betting lines tomorrow with one Mr. RJ White from Sportsline.com. Should be a lot of fun with him, as well as some more Alabama talk and high school talk as Huntsville is going up against their opponent in their 7A area tournament. And, of course, me and Bandy will be out in Newmarket tonight to watch the Buckhorn Bucks go up against the Lee Generals.
Yeah, they're 6A, Area 16 championship, and... man, I'm looking forward to it. It's weird. It's already flown by this fast.
I know. Bandy, we were talking about how fast the football season flew by. It's crazy to think that we still got football going on, and the basketball season, the high school basketball season, is already coming to a close.
Yeah.
At least in the playoffs. They're going into the playoffs and all that stuff. The regular season's out of the way. Just get it out of here. Should be a lot of fun, though. If you guys can't make it out to Newmarket, definitely tune in. Coming up next, Chuck Oliver Show. After that, the Tom Abraham Show with the Tom Abraham. And then later on, of course, some great programming, including the Buckhorn game. That's where me and Bandy are going to be. We'll see you guys in 22 hours here on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Not looking or feeling your best? No energy for the things you like to do?